Hi everyone, showing off first, vote 1. I'm up, Informed Medical Options Party here in Australia. So there's 93 electorates in Queensland and I'm one of the 30 IMOP candidates. So anyway, giving it a go, who knows what'll happen. So I just wanted to do my HCG update. Obviously I was not expecting to run as a political candidate. At the moment, it was not in my, on my dream chart for this year. But anyway, so that has put a bit of a hiccup into my HCG. But, life is like that. So I've been doing the best I can given the circumstances. But anyway, so I thought I'd go through some of the results over the last week or so and sort of talk you through what's been happening so that you know what happens when we are not optimal with our HCG. So I think today is Tuesday, so now today is day 15 of my very low calorie component of HCG. So the HCG, the first 2 days are the loading days. That's when you start taking your homeopathic drops. Then you do 23 to 42 days on the very low calorie component. If you don't, you mess yourself up. So, and that's what I'm going to talk through because I've had a couple of meals that I should not have had. So, like we went over to a friend's for dinner and they were really good. They had low-fat rissoles and they had nice salad and, sort of things like that. So, and I don't think we did too badly after that. But we had an IMOP big meeting the other night, and because I was trying to stick as simply as possible, I just had steak and salad, and of course it arrived with a big plate of chips, and I should not have touched them, and I deliberately chose that one because it was one of the few things on the menu that did not say the word chips. Everything was with chips, with chips, with chips, with chips. Anyway, so you shall see what happens when you do that. So basically, going back to last week before the long weekend, so we've just had a long weekend here in Australia. So back on the 1st of October, it's now the 6th. So at the time my weight was 60. Basically, I haven't lost any weight for the last 5 days, but it does not surprise me in the least because we've had 5 meals out in that time. So even though we've been trying to choose, say, calamari and salad or white fish and salad and asking for no dressing, sometimes, the people behind the counters don't really know what you are talking about. And obviously the steak, it wasn't actually a huge one, but nonetheless, and I didn't eat any of the fat on it, of course, but you never know what it's cooked in. So these are the sort of problems you hit when you're out and about. So I'm just trying to keep it real and tell you what I'm doing. So basically I haven't lost any weight over the long weekend, but my fat mass so once again, I'll go back from the 28th of September. My fat mass has gone from 9.94 to 9.21 before the long weekend, and over the long weekend, the couple of times I've done it, my fat mass went up to 11.79 and then down to 9.32. So what can happen is that tummy fat can move and that gets out into the bloodstream, and then the little fat sacs can be used as energy. That's one of the things that I love most about HCG. When the fat mass actually goes down, you're really losing fat cells. Most weight loss processes don't lose fat cells. They just shrink the fat cell. Then it is waiting for the next plate full of fat. Now, I know I've messed myself up here for a while, but that's okay. I did not have the willpower to do it. And, and I think I've got to eat out again tonight, but I'll speak to the people and I'll sort of make sure they do the best they can. But, we'll sort of see where we go with that. So basically my fat mass, even with all of that, my fat mass is down 600 grams to before the long weekend. So if you think about before the long weekend, 9.94, and after the long weekend, 9.32. The other thing that's happened is that some tummy fat has shifted as well. So because my waist, actually it's not even the waist, just by the way, in HCG what we're after is the belly button measurement. And I think I've said before, what we're after is when you suck in your tummy, you want it to be under, for women you want it to be under 32.5 inches. For men you want it under 34.5 inches. Yeah, so mine's still up over 33. So this was it here. So yep, I've still got to shift, like 3/4 of an inch just before I'm at the maximum that I want the waist to be. But when we're doing the bioimpedance screening, it's actually the belly button. So, so you're getting that bit of the hip, because that area there, when we put on weight at that belly button area, that is the risk factor, for things like heart disease and diabetes. And not only that, but that fat mass, when it is, for women, I think it's 88 centimetres. When it's up over 88 centimetres, which is probably around that same 32.5 inches, when it's up over that, then that tummy fat starts releasing a lot of inflammatory hormones and toxins. So it starts releasing insulin all day, adrenaline all day. It starts having an impact on your whole endocrine system. So it's sort of quite a big thing that it does. So anyway, my tummy fat... Oh, sorry, I should explain again. I know I've said this previously, but I'll say it again. The active tissue mass in the machine, it can't tell the difference between this tummy fat and your muscle because they are both really active vascular tissues in the system. So it basically is something that you really need to keep an eye on. So what I have to do simultaneously with these is make sure the muscle quality is going up. And if the muscle quality is going up while the ATM, the active tissue mass, is going down, then that's a sign that you're losing tummy fat. If your muscle quality is going down and your ATM is going down, you're burning your muscle mass. And that's why I love this, because I don't tend to see that unless people are having heaps of diet soft drinks with lots of aspartame and those toxins in them, because they're really not good for the muscle mass, neither of stress. So if people are doing way too many artificial sweeteners, as well as stressing through the roof, and that's what I saw last week with my muscle quality, is that it went down. So my muscle quality since the first, so before, has gone from 84%, 85, 87%. So it's actually improved. So once again, that's a sign that when my tummy fat is moving, that I'm actually losing tummy fat, which is a really good sign. So that's sort of what I'm after. My BMI, it's still up over 27. It's obviously meant to be under 25. So normal body weight, your BMI 20 to 25. And once again, this is not talking elite, muscly athletes like footballers and wrestlers. I'm not talking about you people. But I'm talking about me in a normal body in a normal world. So normal body mass is 20 to 25, and then 25 to 30 is overweight, and then 30 to 40 is obese. And it sounds terrible, but basically obese is 20, just to give you a number, is 20% more than optimal. And then we get into the grossly obese and morbidly obese down the track. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you again. At the moment, it's not looking like my tummy fat is doing too badly. So at the moment, it's 0.01 more than it should be. So, that's absolutely nothing. But obviously, I've still got a few kilos of tummy fat to move. So it means that I'm going to actually be under muscle mass in what it should do, in what I should be. And I was thinking that one of the things, going back like 15 years ago or 12, 13, 14 years ago, whenever I first did this, my muscle quality was always really low, as was my muscle mass. And that was the time when I'd been vegetarian for 20 years. And what I found was the thing that helped to shift that. So I haven't been taking this, but I might actually start taking it again, was Stem Enhance Ultra. So you can contact me and I'll send you the website if you want to get some of that. But I won't, but I'll try to put that in the messages, in the description. But basically what I found, because I've been vegetarian for so long and I am an O blood group, O blood groups do best with meat proteins, whereas A's do really well on vegetarian proteins. So for me, I was exercising 6 days a week. I was always under muscle mass by 4, 5, 6 kilos. And I was always over fat mass by about 4, 5, 6 kilos. So what does that mean? That means I was sarcopenic obese. So that's skinny fat. When I was at my smallest weight I could be, I was skinny fat. So, and that is just as dangerous as being obese. Interesting. So anyway, that's my update for the day. And thanks for keeping me honest. And hopefully I'll get through the day and I'll just keep going. But yeah, it's going to be a busy month. So our elections are on the 31st of October. So if I can maintain and lose a little bit of weight, that would be really, really good. Okay, take care. Have a good one.